From nowhere, from nowhere, from nowhere, from nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Troy Hill. This is Troy Hill Talks. We're keeping it real with real talk, discussing movies. Got my co-host for the evening, Mr. Sir Sturdy. How you doing? How
Nope.
you feel?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little tired, but I mean, it's you know,
Yeah,
I'm a growing boy, so that's gonna happen.
yeah. You just need your milk and a couple of Oreos. You'll be all right. You know, you'll
I
be
wish
all
it was,
right.
I wish it was that. Can't eat like that anymore, man. I'm gonna be 40 in November. I can't be doing that shit anymore.
You need your wubby, but but I'm doing great. I mean, it's been a long week. It's Thursday, Friday's right around the corner, and I'm very,
Yes.
very thankful. So, people, we've done it. We were here. It's Thursday night, and it's Troy Hill Talks, and we're here, and we're here today to
Yes.
talk about Jordan Peele movies during Black History Month. Great times with that. Jordan Peele, an excellent movie director, funny comedian. Key and Peele, great stuff. It was a nice transition to have something after Dave Chappelle. That was really, really nice. I'm not gonna put them in the same category. Still funny, funny stuff. And I remember, I don't know what you were doing, but I remember when word got out that Get Out was coming out, and it was like a horror movie, and it was Jordan Peele, and it just kind of like blew my mind that
hmm
that the comedy man is going to be doing a scary movie, but he has three of them now. And if you want to include Candyman, we're not going to cover that, but it was produced by him.
Yeah.
A great movie. Definitely can't complain. Not as good as the original, but still, nonetheless, a movie's a movie.
Yeah.
Um, but
Just
what do you
real quick.
think?
I was gonna say just to brush on it really quick. I know they call it like a spiritual sequel. Which I need to go back and watch that again. I really did enjoy it, but I don't want to discuss too much on it because I haven't seen it in a while. That's something I'd really love to touch on again one of these days. My
Mm-hmm.
brother's been talking about it a lot, like as far as we need to talk about it. So we'll see what happens with that. But I do want to say this before we kick this off. If Jordan Peele keeps doing what he's doing, I don't have a favorite director yet, but you give me one more of these, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
It's gonna be Jordan. It's gonna be Jordan
yeah.
Peele.
I mean, he's
And
he's
damn, that
he's
might be
very,
all right.
very talented. Now, I mean, I will say, just from my personal opinion, do I like all his movies? One I love more than any of them. True,
Mhm.
very true. Which we'll cover that here shortly. Um, I think every movie he's done to this point is watchable, and I think that they all have like a particular type of zeal and zest and flavor that's unique to their own, and it
Mhm.
does separate him. It does kind of put him in his own pocket of a film. I mean, some people, well, he was dubbed as kind of like the next M. Night Shyamalan, which I would never want to be in that type of comparison because, in my mind, he kind of hold himself into kind of like the twist guy, where every
Yeah.
movie had to be some type of twist still at the end, no matter how relevant or non-relevant it was. So
Mhm.
I definitely want to be in that comparison because that ends up creating a lot of pressure. But I do think, from what I've seen so far, that Jordan Peele kind of does his own thing. So that being said, this movie came out like around my birthday, so I remember going to see this movie at the theater. Get Out. It's a typical movie. People watching, if you ever been in an interracial relationship and stuff, it's very, very relatable. Maybe not to the extremities of what happens in this movie, but
I
still.
hope. Listen. I I hope not, because you don't want to get into the sunken place. You
No,
don't want
I
to go.
I will say sometimes I wondered, you know, but I'm thankful for
I know
this
what you
movie
mean.
because it gave me the blueprint to get the hell out, just like the movie says. But there is it kind of deals with the trope of kind of like the passive type of racism
Mhm.
where I like to call it the Archie Bunker type of racist, where you're so dumb and you don't even realize you're being racist, if that makes any sense. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Where you're kind of like just being passive and you're saying like kind of these things. Well, I voted for Obama. Well, that doesn't mean anything. You can still be whatever side of the political spectrum you're on, you can still be a horrible ass person. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on in this movie until it gets to like the buildup of what it is. But what do you think?
Um, Let me think on that for a second. It it definitely has. I mean, of course, there's a lot of race involved with it.
Yes.
I like the way that it tells a story with it, though. I like the way that it brings it out without just. I like the way that it brings it out too without using the N word or anything like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
Hmm.
also, it's more of like a not slave. It's servants instead of instead of
Yeah.
it's servants now, or just like the way that they talk. Like the girl's brother. I love
Yeah.
the physique. Like, do you watch MMA? Because with your physique, you'd be a beast if you trained and took it serious at the third. And I'm just like, it's okay, so okay. Like, it's not that you've been in those situations before, but
But it was relatable because I do know some people like that.
no,
That they size it's a
I'm gonna give
size
you
you up. Yeah.
a great example. It was relatable. Freaking I'm gonna let you guys know I'm not that fast of a runner. If I'm running from something or some, you know what I mean when I say that, I'm fast as hell. But to like be on the track team, no.
Yeah.
So, which I did, I did. Well, I didn't even do any racing or whatever. I raced this African kid in the hallway, like
Uh-huh.
straight from Africa.
Yeah.
Listen, I
You
acted like I fell because he beat me so bad. But I ended up. No, but here's the thing, though, is I ended up really falling. Like I tried to fake fall, but really tripped myself and fell and banged my knee. And I was like, man, you're lucky I tripped, because we were supposed to race down the hallway. He ran down the whole hall, came back. He's like, "You ready to do it again?" I was like, "Nah, man, I hurt my knee." You're lucky
you
though.
yeah, you
But
just
no,
saw a gazelle just running in front of you.
but but to throw into the factor of how it ties in with this movie though was I was
Yeah.
there one day at the school. It was like an after school thing, and me and my boy Joseph were walking around. He's like a brother. He doesn't go to that school,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Tell me why a track coach came up to us and asked if we wanted to be on the track team. And where I lived and where I was going to school at,
Hmm.
it was a predominantly Caucasian school. There was a mix of everything in there, but it was predominantly white school. And my
Yeah.
brother he was like, I don't even go to this school. I'm just like, so just with that alone, it's just like, oh, he's black, he's fast, or he's black, he can play basketball. Like, no, I'm not an athlete. I'm a
Very,
podcast.
very, very relatable. I mean, my high school, South Beloit High School, back in a small town called South Beloit, Illinois. If someone listening from South Beloit, Illinois, how
Shout out
you
to you
do?
guys.
Go Sobos. But yeah, there wasn't like a lot of me, and there what was a me. You definitely gonna get the full. Yeah, you ever think about playing basketball, son, or running, or of course you're running. You're good. You have to be good with that, right? But I mean, I can say, well, I wasn't slow, but I wasn't like saying I was like grease lightning either. But
Oh yeah, same here.
jump wise, hell, I could dunk when I was 5'8", so I could always jump. That wasn't the issue. But running, that's a different thing. Coordination is another damn thing, So I mean, I was a product of not growing into man body until I was like a grown damn adult, basically, or whatever.
Mhm.
So I never enjoyed like the full benefits of my athletic prowess because I wasn't grown or coordinated at the time. So,
So no,
so, so
what we're basically saying is when it comes to like, those 40 and up leagues, you want those dudes that are still in great shape dunking the ball, don't call us.
yeah, don't call me. I'm good for one play.
Listen, I'm not even listen, here's what I'm good for. I'll sit on the sidelines and talk shit.
Yeah.
Give me a microphone. See?
Yeah, it works for me. A headset, see.
Yep. Give me a
but
microphone. I'm good.
but as far as athleticism, I'm gonna look in the camera and just teach a lesson real quick. If it ain't like some life threatening event, like if the building's on fire, don't expect. I got one in the tank for a building on fire where you will be like, I've never seen Troy run so fast. I'm
Yep.
like, well, I never seen Troy run so fast neither, because
Yeah.
Troy don't like to run, So,
But
but
but that's
oh,
how
good,
but I mean just from that experience, of course, not as crazy and as deep as this. And I mean a
yeah,
lot of those times in those situations that we were both discussing, it may have been a little bit more, well, not a little bit more. It's definitely a lot more innocent because they weren't trying
yeah,
to put us in a sunken place. But I'm saying it may have been an innocent thing. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Stereotypical, but not necessarily. I don't think that it's always bad. I
Yeah,
guess.
I don't think everybody. I mean, matter of fact,
Yeah.
I can think in my situation back then, I think it was more so just trying to be
No.
trying overly hard to
Mhm.
try and be friendly when you just didn't need to do any of that. You know
No.
what I mean? Because then it does become awkward and stuff.
I have
You
one
know,
more that's funny. That is crazy, right? And this is like another. I feel like if I would have ate, if we would, any of us would have ate this, we would probably went to a sunken place. So this was at an old job. I was working at a warehouse, right?
uh-huh.
And we had like one of the company. You know, you have like the company things where they cater food and all that. Jayhan was good. Appreciate you popping in. This is the home. This is actually my homie Troy. I was telling you about. He's out in Texas too. He's
Hi
old
there.
though, but
I can still stick and move.
that's what he says.
Of course I can.
But appreciate you popping in, Jayhan. And he does some dope gaming. He does some dope content over on Twitch. You guys should definitely check him out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Matter
But
of fact, you
anyway,
give me a follow, I will certainly subscribe to your channel back and you'll have my 110% support, sir.
oh hell yeah, Jayhan's dope with that.
Because teamwork makes the dream work. So, yeah.
But anyway, so I'm at work, like a company catered event, right?
Hmm.
All the brothers and the extra brothers, you know what I mean by that. They're
Yeah.
not around, but they might as well. They should have been.
Yeah. They tried really well. I mean, everybody had their one summer of hip hop, right? Anyways.
No, but you know the ones that like just the ones that like kind of grow up in the area and grow up around you. I'm just like, yo, calm down, man. Stop
No,
everything together all the time.
yeah, well, see, what was those, and then there's the ones that had that one strong summer of hip
Oh
hop
yeah.
until the cops got involved. They got scared back to
Oh no,
whatever,
no, not
you
those
know.
ones. But anyway, right? So it's all the brothers sitting at the table. Black, brown, Spanish, all that shit.
Yeah.
This dude, out of nowhere, grabs. I shit you not. You already know where I'm going with this. You probably know what I'm gonna say. Grab the thing of watermelon,
Oh
puts it
Lord.
on the table just in front of us. Like it's over across the room, kind of sort of like where all the food and stuff is.
Yeah.
Brings it, just puts it in front of us. None of us touched it. That would have brought us to a sunken place. Fuck stirring that teacup.
Yeah.
Because that was like we just looked at each other, kind of chuckled. I was like, yo, that was weird as shit. Like he
Yeah.
walked past everybody. I know that watermelon. I love watermelon. Don't get me wrong,
But
but it was
see
one of
that.
those things.
But see, I feel that's a weird thing because I can't stand watermelon.
I
I
get
can't
that.
stand it. I'm a cantaloupe person.
Oh, I
But
love
I
cantaloupe too.
but my thing is that my grandfather he used to sell vegetables. So he have like a semi trailer, cooling trailer that he drives to Chicago. He buy like a whole bunch of watermelons because he couldn't grow them himself. And
Yeah.
he'd bring them back and sell them. So I spent like days unloading some of that shit
Oh,
sometime for him as like a kid. So that's the reason why I've always hated dropping them, breaking them, smelling them. I'm like, man, F this.
oh, I love those.
F a watermelon.
I love
But
it. But yeah, just to kind of tie it into the whole to that, and then the sunken place. It's just no, that not being the sunken place, but I feel like that melon would have sent me to the sunken place. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
no, it's pretty damn terrifying. It's pretty terrifying. You got an old white lady sitting there,
Yeah,
and then the next thing you know, sinking in the damn floor. I don't want any of that happening. But just to build up to that point alone, um, I know I've talked about what was his name, Lateef Stanford. It took me forever to remember what his name was.
oh, yeah.
I thought the opening sequence itself was just intriguing. It's like because you're not quite sure where this movie is going, even at that point.
No,
And
especially at a first time watch. Hell no.
yeah, and then when you finally put the pieces together and you see like this guy's basically been, a one brain taken out, whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it's kind of like a part of the brain. They're like kind of like fighting, and he's like saying, screaming, "Get out!" That was
Oh,
pretty
when he took
damn
that.
terrifying. He got some blood coming out of his nose, like get out, and then not to
Yeah,
mention, sprinting. I mean, imagine go outside just trying to chill. I think it's like trying to have a cigarette, right? You
yeah.
know,
The other dude went out to smoke.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you got like 200 and you got Mike Singletary basically running at you full sprint. This
I'm
is
telling you
cut
right
off.
now, this ain't even about race. If I see somebody that size running towards me that fast, I don't care what color you are. I'm running inside and
Yeah,
locking the
I'm
door.
going in any direction where he's going. And then just even the woman that was the waitress, she also had the same treatment. She was like looking like no, 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 no,
Oh,
no. I mean,
yo,
there's a lot of elements to this movie that just makes it just really, really creepy. And it really, even though it goes wheels off, it's
hmm
still kind of believable. It's like you see, that's the reason why I like this movie more so than the others because it's in the realms of reality where this shit might actually could happen in some type of level. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Um, I'd say maybe more so in the fact of just because as far as taking over someone's brain in a sense, maybe more so like a I don't know about hypnosis too much, so I don't want to say I don't want to be the person that says it's not real or it is real because I have no idea and I don't want to
Mhm.
find out. Like I don't want to be the guinea pig for that. Fuck that.
No, oh, absolutely not.
But what I will say though is let's put the hypnosis to the side and say possibly like drug induced type of things where you're on some sort of mind altering medication, which there is things that are mind altering medications. I'm not even talking about like
Yeah.
hard drugs, just in general for to help people who have for people who have to take medication to help their minds. I'm sure there's ways of altering that to kind of you know what I mean, make you do or make you say certain things that you normally wouldn't.
Hmm.
And if there's not, there probably could be. So there, I do see the realism in that.
Hmm.
And then just like the way that he was telling the story and kind of again with the whole race, the stereotype and all that stuff, the
Hmm.
way that he was telling the story and portraying the story and not like throwing it in your face with the N word and this and that and the third and all that other all the other shit that, which I'm not saying it doesn't work for movies, but
Yeah. Well, like
he felt the
Django,
better
like Django Unchained, it works. It's needed
yes,
in Django Unchained. You
yes.
know.
But for this completely different thing, like
Yeah.
with the sung in place and how it's like, suppression,
Hmm.
black suppression, this, that, and the third. Like that was such a cool, unique way of showing that and
And
telling
see,
that story.
and that's a unique look at it because you're talking about like this African American character that's not dealing with that any of that type of stuff. And this woman's kind of like, well, you're not dealing with this, but I'm on. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna be suppressed. I'm gonna make you suppressed. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And that's his first experience, probably in several years of feeling anything,
Yeah,
anything like that.
and
You
then
know.
like there's so much, there's so much in these movies, or so much in this movie. Sorry, and so many little like key things,
Mhm.
and it's like, what in the actual fuck did I get
Yeah.
myself into? And I mean this in a good way. Like it's a good movie, it's a good story,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I want to say this too. I understand that there's a lot of movies that will piss us off.
Uh
Me,
huh.
they don't bother me too much because if the story's told right, no matter with the race and all that stuff, that'll
Yeah.
really bother you.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those. I don't feel. Maybe it's just me, but I
No.
don't know.
No.
Maybe for other, but because again, it's not it. You'll see it, like you'll see it, but it's not at the same time. It's not like blatant in your face. You know what I mean? And it builds up to it as well with the whole with the race stuff, and then the way it ends. I mean, you're just like fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, there was redemption too. So it's kind of like they hit all the points. I mean, you had like a beginning. It kind of like, well, what the hell's going on? You have like a
Mhm.
climax, and then you have like a solid ending where there's redemption, and he got out of there. Which I think. Let's just talk about standout performers before we go to the next movie. I thought what Howery, the security guard. I would have liked more of him in the movie because I thought
Yeah.
he kind of that comedic aspect that he provided in the movie, it was just really, really enjoyable for me.
Mhm.
What was your thoughts? I mean, was he a standout, or you think are you looking at other actors or
Um,
actresses?
he was great in it. Don't get me wrong. For his parts, he was great. But I can't. I don't know his name. But the main guy, Chris, to play Chris, was just
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel
Oh,
Kaluuya. He
yeah,
he was awesome in this movie. He was because I mean the acting was great across the board. But you see him the most. He definitely like made you believe, made you feel like just the eyes, the tears, just little things that he
very
was doing.
believable. Hmm.
And shit, I'll say across the board for the most part, from what I can remember, is like the emotions that people showed on their faces.
Absolutely, and just
It that was so
even from the
important.
movie poster itself, the sheer
Yeah,
terror, just saying "get out," just having a guy just sitting there, and he's got the tear going down. I mean, the terror involved. But
exactly,
with this movie,
exactly.
what do you rank it? What do you rank Get Out?
Right now, that's a good one. You know what? Hmm. I'll give it an 8.5. No, I'll give it a 9.
Okay, I'm right on the same part with you. So you're giving it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's horror. It's a horror movie or thriller movie, whichever you want to say. Done
I'd say it
right.
falls. I'll say
Yeah.
it falls into both categories, honestly, because
Yeah.
it's telling horror in a different way, in a unique way, in a different way, instead of like ghost and supernatural and all this other stuff. It's
Hmm.
a different type of. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it that. Probably not, because it was hip. I mean, being hypnotized is terrifying,
Yeah,
terrifying, and then to where like just a sound can trigger it and put you back into that.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then I mean, so I say you put it into both categories,
yeah.
horror and thriller.
I think
And
on both spectrums, I think it hit all the tones needed to be classified as both.
yeah,
and and then with the side part of the social commentary and stuff, I thought it
mhm.
was excellent. So definitely a 9 out of 10. And
Oh yeah,
we're not trying to spoil anything in these movies neither. People, we're trying to just give you like a basis of what the movie's
yeah.
about, because we don't want because we want you guys to enjoy the experience as well. And I want you to come to my channel, Troy Hill Talks, and I want you to go to the Horror with Search 30's channel and stuff, and talk about these things, because it's really some good stuff. But the next movie is Us. Um, there's a family on a family vacation. They meet their evil doppelgängers.
Now,
Um, I will
I,
say. Oh, go ahead. What you
oh
want
no,
to
I was
say?
just gonna say, you're. Would you be able to take your doppelganger?
You want
Let's
to take
and
it?
put it this way: your doppelganger is in the shape that the doppelgangers were in the movie, not in the shape that you're in. The doppelgangers in the movie shape.
Yeah, because there is a clear difference and stuff.
I'm gonna get my ass
Oh
cleaned
yeah,
up. I'm
yeah.
there.
Because my doppelganger, going by the specs of this movie, he will be. Because I think I'm a pretty laser focused dude when it comes to certain things, but
Yeah,
this a guy be my laser focus times 100, and he would be the best version of. He would be
yeah.
physically. He would be Troy Hill, probably Troy Hill, like 28, 29 years old, 230, and jacked.
Mhm.
Guy abs and all. Yeah, and so oh yeah. You don't want to mess with a
No, it'd be a,
255 sack of potato Fred
it'd be
Sanford
tough.
Troy Hill.
It'd be a tough out. It'd be a
Yeah,
tough out. And not
yeah.
even for strength, just stamina. I'll be exhausted. Like, man, are you ever tired, man? Shit, I don't want to fight no more.
But I will say I like the aesthetics of this movie. I like there's a lot of relatable things, like the Hands Across America. That was a nice trope, 'cause I remember seeing that stuff back in 1986. Is what a 11, 12-year old or whatever. What was it, 86? Yeah, I would have been like I would have been 12. So it was like things like that,
I was
was a
one.
reminder.
I
Go
was
ahead.
one.
Yeah,
I was
talk
just
about
one.
my age. Yeah, you
Well, it
were.
depends on what month it was because I was born towards the end. I was born in November of '85, so I was either one or going on one
Yeah,
when Hands
yeah,
Across America was going.
you wouldn't have known anything about it and
Nope.
stuff. Nah, but that part of it was nice. I think the whole thing, the whole build up and the level of creepiness and everything, I think it's really, really
Oh, I loved it.
good. Um, Still different in my mind of Get Out, which is a good thing, because
Yeah.
you don't want them to both be the same
No.
damn thing. You want it to
And
be like something
if
different.
so, if you, I feel like if you use the first one as race, this one's definitely more of like a class, like class. It has nothing to do with race. This is definitely just class. Because
Yeah,
again, we're not spoiling it, but the part where I'll just say where they go downstairs and they show downstairs, upstairs simultaneously, and you see what's going on.
yeah.
I fucking love that. Like,
Yes, it's just that perspective. It's kind of like that viewpoint. You
because
know.
it, I'm gonna say this though,
Okay,
the
go
roller
ahead.
coaster had me laughing. The roller coaster had me laughing. But what I loved about it was like you see how he's portraying how they're portraying it in the film. It's like, okay, so you're seeing this up here, seeing this down here, seeing this up here, seeing this down here, and how it's going.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that is just that is such a cool ass way of telling a story. That is such a cool ass way of, you know what I mean? We're doing all this up here. This is how it looks up here. Down here, we're kind of doing the same thing or doing it to that level, but this
but
is how it looks.
yeah, but
And
it's still a different
beside,
type of
oh
vibe.
yeah, and besides the two characters, which I'm not gonna say who, but the two, you know what I mean? The two
Yeah,
characters
yeah,
that did their thing, and you're just like, wow, they're the only two that are different from everybody around them and leading everybody around them,
yeah. No, I
which is
100% agree.
so freaking amazing.
And then with the twist at the end, or so, well, I don't really look at it as like a twist. It's kind of like but it kind of it kind of makes sense on both fronts, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean it. I think it's really, really enjoyable. Not enjoyable to the extent for me as Get Out,
Oh, I think
because
this is better.
you really
And
do. You really do.
this
Okay.
this is my favorite one of his movies so far. They're like, and Lupita was amazing in this film.
Yep. Michael Duke was really,
Amazing.
really good too. It
I
was
think the
nice.
whole cast. I think the whole
Yeah.
cast did great, but I just feel like for me, she put it on. She was on just like, say if everybody was on like level 9, she was
Mhm.
on like level 12 for me.
No, you're 100% correct in that
And
point. And I
that's not.
believe, and she was in oh, that's Winston Duke, not Michael Duke. Who the hell was I thinking about? They played M'Baka in
Uh
Black Panther.
yeah,
So another great movie, another great role for him.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I don't. I put us into the Twilight Zone episode type of aesthetic, where
Hmm.
it's like those random episodes that seem like they start dealing more with like this kind of like, I want to say, the supernatural in a sense, where it's like kind of like it's like kind of like to make more of like a step into that direction, which is nothing wrong with that. I love the Twilight Zone. I can watch that shit all damn day. If I
Hmm.
find out the Twilight Zone out on and stuff on a Saturday, any plan I might have had for Saturday is just not going to happen because I'm watching
Twilight Zone, man.
Twilight Zone for the whole damn day.
I need
So,
to, I need to check out the original Twilight Zone again. I didn't see that.
oh God,
God knows how long.
absolutely.
And then I
It,
gotta check out Jordan Peele's version of it,
yeah,
just because.
yeah. I mean, it's worth checking out too. It's still not the original. Is the original is the
Yeah,
original, and I'm hard pressed to say that Jordan Peele's is not even better than Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It's not better than Ray Bradbury Theater. I mean, Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone is on the back end of that type of anthology type of programming. There's way other ones. There's other ones I will watch before I will watch that and do a deep dive. Worth doing a deep dive. Not there's others that you should watch before. Um,
fair.
so no shotgun ending. It wasn't like no oh my god moment for you either. Or you kind of like
I
a
think
figured and assumed.
I think the first time I watched it, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
like watching it again, just because you miss things here and there, you might
Yeah,
pick up.
yeah.
And but this time, damn, this might be my third time watching it. But this time around, no, there wasn't too many surprises that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm just like, oh shit, okay, okay, I remember this, and I want to watch it again though. Like I really want to watch this again. I just really really love this movie. I mean, one thing I thought was very unique was the two Thriller shirts. And again,
Yeah,
without diving too deep into it,
yeah,
that was awesome. And
yes.
like how they were given, like just certain things like that. I'm like, how do you come up with this and make it work without making it look stupid or making it look silly? Like it
Well,
really freaking worked really well in my opinion.
Well,
And
it's
I know
always it's the argument of
they're
the it's the argument sort of the multiverse where you're going down this one line and then there's like another line that's following the same path that you, but it's like deviating slightly different than what you're
yeah.
doing, and that's the impression I got, and that's the reason why it works on a lot of fronts, just like the look wise for me.
Oh hell
So,
yeah.
hmm but so what do you rank, or what do you rate us,
Oh,
Jordan
us is a
Peele?
10.
A 10 for
Us
you?
a 10. I love this freaking movie. What's good, Mick?
What's
Yeah,
good
hell
up,
yeah.
Mick Manhattan? How you doing, sir? Matter of fact, actually, Mick Manhattan is going to be joining us not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, where we talk about Uptown Saturday Night. Let's do it again and a piece of the action.
Yeah,
So
I'm so
now
happy for
yeah,
him.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, but anywho, I mean, to me, I'm going to give it an 8. I mean,
Okay.
it's to me, it's not better than Get Out, but then again, I've already stated that I like all the movies. I like them all, but Get Out, to me, I like the more grounded, realistic type of thing. With kind of like the this is what's happening moment,
And
versus the other.
and you know what it is for me? Don't get and I loved Get Out. I gave that one a 9. I gave this a 10, but I like how Us both of them, yes, they are horror movies, but Us feels more like it feels easier to be a horror movie, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I mean,
Feels and then I mean
it's
with the
way more. It's
craziness the
yeah,
violence, the craziness that happens in it, like that was awesome to me. And
yeah.
just the story alone. I mean, the movie alone, I just really, 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 really enjoyed that movie.
I think it's easier to throw us into the horror genre very very easily. I think it's easier to make the argument of thriller or horror with Get Out, if that makes
Mhm.
any sense. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's way easier to kind of make that argument where it might not be horror, it actually maybe more of a thriller. But anyways, I mean, so where we're looking at the ring, okay, that's good. That's good stuff. But let's go ahead and go to Nope, where you got some siblings. They run a horse ranch, and they see some stuff in the sky. And they've done dealt with some crazy stuff with a father and stuff.
yeah.
That which I think would be a horror, because you always know that they say if you drop like a penny off the Empire State Building, you could jack somebody up, and all of a
Yep.
sudden you got a scene with a something that seems to be like a nickel, you know. So I'm sorry
Yeah.
for anybody where I threw that big old sack of pennies off the Empire State Building. I'm sorry. I'm
This
just
guy.
kidding. I never did a shit like
This guy.
that. But what do you think? This is basically, in my mind, this is a movie about spectacle and our sheer love and sheer passion for it, where we know it's wrong, but we still can't turn away. I mean,
Mm.
what do you think about that? Because I'm just talking about with the opening of Gordy. I mean, and it also talks about just like treating wildlife also at the same time and stuff. Before something's going to trigger them to snap. I mean, what's your thoughts on that with the
That's a
idea of spectacle?
that's a good freaking take. That's a good freaking take with the nature and all that you just said.
Hmm.
First, I do want to say the second time watching this movie, I like it more than I did the first time.
Yes.
Quite a bit more. I picked up on a hell of a lot more.
Hmm.
And
Because first time it did seem like it was like a hot mess. For me, it seemed like it was like a bunch of jumbled up stuff where it was like I liked it, but definitely not like Us or Get Out.
you know what? Yeah, well, it wasn't even that for me. Excuse me, sorry. I liked it right first watch, but it was like I need to sit with this more. I should have went back and watched it sooner, like
Hmm.
maybe like a week or two later, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But like with shit, what was I gonna say? With like the UFO. I'll say I
Yeah.
won't even say what it was, but
Hmm.
the way that thing moved through the clouds, the way that thing was, I mean, hunting.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
They
No.
really like this is cool because I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into the first time watching it, and the second time I didn't watch it in so long I forgot about the extra piece
Yeah.
to the UFO, so to speak,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
yo, I'm leaving. I don't
Well,
need this damn ranch. I
well,
don't
but
need it.
because the thing is and stuff. I mean, again, we're not trying to spoil it for anybody. We
Yeah.
definitely encourage that you watch the movie and get your own take, and come back and check us out, and let us know what you think. 'Cause we'd love to see what your opinions are. But advertisement wise, it gives you that they're looking in the sky. There's a UFO. There's all this other type of stuff. But then after watching it, after watching it a couple of times, the conversation becomes way different. I'm like, where is this? What is this thing? What's the background of this thing? Is this something that's been here? Is this something been here since prehistoric time? Is this something? What is this? So it opens up that whole level of dialogue also.
Yeah.
Um, standout scene for me was definitely the crowd, the show. I love that scene. I love that scene, how, it just all the people and everything.
Yeah.
I
For
think that's
me,
pretty.
I'll say a funny standout scene for me is the dude on the motorcycle with the silver helmet. He was just funny to me. Him,
TMZ guy.
and then the dude that set up the cameras and all that for him.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had
yeah,
some
yeah.
funny parts. He had some funny parts too, but that dude, because he just seems so freaking out there and did not listen to shit at
Yeah.
all.
Who's
At all. I'm just like, this
Oh,
guy.
okay.
You're but it was
Yeah.
just I like this helmet too. I'm not gonna lie. It was just an all silver helmet with the silver thing in the front.
Mhm.
I liked it. I dug it. I was like, it was fun.
Yeah, but I mean, what was enjoyable about this, to me, it was like sharing, like like a potential part of Hollywood that we didn't know even existed. You know, they got like this black ranch selling these horses and stuff to like, you know, be stunt horses basically for movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know, so I don't know if something like that is true or but it's just an interesting story to believe that something like that was true because we all know that there's things from our history that we'll never know about that's been, you know, basically just put off in history. You know, it's not just for us, it's for every damn buddy.
yeah,
You
oh
know, I
yeah,
mean, so
definitely.
I mean, it brings in the question about what is historical fact, you know, because some things, you know, that you've been told and we've been taught our whole damn life might not be the damn truth.
Hmm.
And so that's a part of it. A standout characters for me is definitely the sister. What's your thoughts on that?
Ooh, she she really like takes the scene because she's just loud, and I
Yeah.
feel like you know what it is with the you could say with both of them, but with the sister, she's relatable because you have an aunt, a sister, or a cousin that remind you of her.
Mhm.
Maybe not as extreme, but definitely loud.
Yeah.
And so it almost brings like an annoying smile sometimes in your face because it's like yo, I could relate to this so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you know you chuckle at her parts, but again, her brother was just. I want to watch more of his movies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, is that well, there he's in Black Panther. Not in Black
Yep.
Panther 2. There's a gangster movie that he's in where he plays like a thug that's supposed to be really, really good. There's another movie. I forgot the name of it. I watched it where they accidentally murder somebody or shoot somebody. Him and this girl, they just meet up or whatever. They go like cross on a road trip trying to avoid the law. That's a good movie also too. So he got some good stuff up out there. Let me ask, so is the reveal satisfying to you? Because you were all led to believe one thing going into it. You know, the trailer, the movie poster were all set to
Yeah.
believe something.
Um.
So was it satisfying enough?
I'll say I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the route they took at all.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy the movie. I think the way that the thing evolved, without giving things away, I wasn't too crazy about it. Like the way it
Mm-hmm.
looked originally was my
Mm-hmm.
favorite, but then when it
Yeah.
started to evolve more and kind of look a little different,
Yeah.
I feel like it went a little too far with that. But I get what they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like that. That's probably honestly that's probably my biggest gripe with this movie.
Um, too much of a slow burn before things actually start picking up. I mean, during the slow burn part, I thought there was some very, very important dialogue that went throughout. But was it
Mhm.
too? Did it start off too slow? Was it too slow and then just break off into a chaotic ending? Could it? You think that gap could have probably been bridged a little bit closer?
Um,
That's one of my holdups. I mean, I understand that the dialogue it was some good dialogue in there, but I just wish this movie ran a little. What was like 2 hours and 10 minutes somewhere around
yeah,
in there.
yeah,
This movie could have easily been an hour and 45 minutes to me.
I agree with that. I agree with that with some of the scenes that were kind of dragged out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not definitely not mad at the slow burn and you know the build up, but if they could have probably taken about 20 minutes out of this movie
Hmm.
by you know removing a few minutes per scene per you know a few things that just weren't necessarily that important.
Yeah.
The TMZ guy, the most important thing was the bike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Other than that, like him, that scene could have been cut shorter.
Hmm.
But I mean, at the same time, I did mention it, so I guess it's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. But you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and like with me, I mean, I could argue and say even Goldie, but me mentioning Goldie, talking about the thing about, you know,
Yeah.
nature and all that type of stuff, that makes it all make sense because that was first time seeing. I'm like, well, do I need to really see all this stuff with this damn curious George monkey and that just lost his damn mind
Which
one damn
I
day?
love. And you know what that made me what I'm glad you brought that up. I am so glad you brought that up because my whole time, like once they showed that scene, like, once they really showed it and played it out, I was
Mhm.
like, I wish they made a movie around this right here. That chaos
Yeah.
would have made an awesome damn movie. A crazy
Hmm.
movie, but also of course you have to build up to it, this, that, and the third. But
But
if
I mean,
that's the way.
I think that scene was necessary only in a sense because it shows, it also brings to the conversation that people thrill with spectacles. At this point, this
Mhm.
show that happened several years ago is like still has peak in popularity and stuff, all because of that event that happened. See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So So that's the reason, only reason why it was really important. But my overall opinion about this movie, definitely not a Us, definitely not a Get Out. I'll give it a 7.5.
Ooh.
I think it's a perfect mix of horror, sci-fi, and spectacle, but not quite. I like Jordan Peele taking a shot with this type of movie being a little more ambitious, but I still
Mhm.
prefer more of the grounded Get Out, and I prefer even the Us more than this. What's your thoughts? I mean, that 7.5 could easily be an A. When I say like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's I mean, it's real. It's close. I mean,
Uh,
but if you give me a choice, if I'm going to watch Us or if I'm going to watch
nope.
Nope, I'm going to watch Us again before I watch Nope.
Same here. Like this one, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Definitely, it's my least favorite out of the three, but
Mm-hmm.
it is something that I can go back to. I don't know when I will, but I can definitely go back to it again. But I like the other two a lot better. I know I give
Okay.
them just a point or 2 points higher, but just
Yeah.
the stories of them, the storytelling in them, and just what happens in them
Yeah.
more
And
so.
and I'm gonna explain my rating system to the viewer. Um, to me, that 7.5, 8.5 is a very, very loose thing for me. I
Mhm.
mean, because that means it can fluctuate from it's like really depending on mood. But when I tell you it's a 10, it's a 10. But you notice I haven't told you many movies has been a 10 yet. So
Yeah.
put that in perspective. I mean, I never deviate off a 10. But if I tell you 7.5, like 9, 8.5, it could fluctuate.
Mhm.
It could depend on what you've been through. It's like your musical choice and stuff. You know, like when you're driving to work and you know it's gonna be a rough day. You're not listening to Neil Diamond on your way to work. You listen to someone's gonna get you. You don't listen to something. You listen to Wu-Tang Clan. You know, you know that's what
Yep.
you're doing. Same thing in movies.
Mhm.
If your heart's been broken, you're watching a Love Damn movie probably. You're getting over heartbreak. I mean, just anything. If you're trying to work out, you watching a Rocky movie. You know, so that's how that rating system is. So I don't
For
quite
you?
get for me because I don't get
Yeah.
how some is like it's a hard 8 and that's well, no, it's not. You know, that's I'm like that dude. Stop. It's not. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, how is your what's your
Me,
perspective on
my
just
rating scale is all over the place. I
yeah.
go because of this movie called Blood Lake. My rating scale is from a -10 to a +10. So when some people see my ratings, I'm like, "How you gonna?" And they're like, "How you gonna give this movie a 2 and give this movie a?" And it's that, and then it's just how that movie made me feel while I'm watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
For the most, then that's
It's all a frame of mind with
yeah.
some of these movies. It really, really is. You know,
I
because
don't.
it's because some movies will make me get my feelings on some days, and other days my moods are different. I'll watch it, I'll be like, ah, f that. But
Yeah, and
but
I'll throw
so
out some tens though. You guys
oh
know me.
yeah,
Watch
yeah.
my show.
I don't throw out a lot, but when I do, I stand by it.
Oh, I stand by him.
But so for me, ranking overall, Get Out's number one, Us, and then followed by Nope. And I believe you are Us, Get Out,
Yes,
and
sir.
Nope. So
Yep.
it's not
Flip
that
flop
big of a
top two.
deviant. Yeah, and you're the horror guy, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense to
it
me.
it just but I can see why you like Get Out better. I can see why other people would like Get Out better. I can
Hmm.
understand why other people would like Nope better just because of
Yeah,
the horror slash, especially if you're in the sci-fi more, the horror slash
yeah,
sci-fi type of feel to it.
yeah. Or
But
even like even with a Western aesthetic, if that's your thing.
that's true
But
too.
but there's no right or wrong answer with these. I mean, they're all valid depending on
Hell yeah.
what side of the street you're on.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, that was fun. You know, that was fun. But it's time for our segment, the segment that is sweeping the country today, and quite frankly, everyone's talking about it. And I said that in Troy Hill voice, not in somebody else's voice, but you know what I was doing. Anyways, first question of the day around the reels. Fantastic Four trailer talk. What's your expectations, fears, and how you feeling about this movie trailer?
Um Honestly, I'm not that excited about it. I'm I mean I bet you it's a big reason is because I mean I'm a horror guy, so like
Yeah,
that's just what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Superman trailer, just really quick. The Superman trailer I thought was cool. We did a top
Yes.
10 list of movies we wanted to see over here a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and as you guys, I had all horror movies on my list.
Yeah, and
Like
Superman didn't even make that list,
no,
so
Superman didn't make it.
yeah.
Fantastic Four definitely didn't make it.
Mhm.
I'm just with these like hero movies and stuff. I'm not too excited about them anymore. It's kind of
There's a lot of fatigue in there.
it's that they're coming out too much. Some of them are just too damn long,
Yes.
and
There's no reason for if it's not like unless it's the grand finale of a
mm,
series like Infinity War or Endgame. There's no reason for any
yeah,
superhero movie to last more than an hour and 30 minutes. There's no reason
I don't even mind if they're 2 hours, but I feel like it's like 2 hours plus, 2 hours plus, and it's not like it's just one or two movies. It's like 25 of them.
because
Like
I mean, like well, for example, I really enjoyed the Batman, but I could have
yeah,
edited. I could have took 30 minutes off that movie and turned it into a damn masterpiece, even better than what it was.
I was gonna
you
say
know.
that I'll get, let me say this:
Mhm.
if the Batman 2 was coming out this year, I'd be excited for it. Like I'm a big I'm a I don't want
Even
to say
more so than even more than so than Superman.
I was never a big fan of Superman. Like
Okay, understand. That's
I
fair.
did like the Christopher Reeve Superman as a kid, but I'm saying
Yeah,
as far as like Superman as Superman, don't get me wrong,
mhm.
I like Superman, but
Yeah,
I love Batman. So
yeah.
it's
Oh,
like,
I love Batman too. So
but
that's not weird or
but
anything
I
like
mean,
that.
it's part of the trailer did look cool. Don't get me wrong, it looked cool, but it's just
Mhm.
like there was just something that didn't really like. Oh man, I gotta go out and see this. It didn't
Yeah,
give me that.
it's on my anticipated list. I will say quickly that it's still in my anticipated list. I saw
Mhm.
Jurassic Park trailer yesterday, and that's fallen out my anticipated list. I do not want to
Oh,
see that movie at all. Um, because I mean, it just seems like I've seen this movie before, and it just seems like what I saw in that trailer, for example. Just to segue real quick, Jurassic Park, that trailer Rebirth, it felt like that you could have threw Godzilla in there, you could have threw King Kong in there, you could have threw dinosaurs in there. It's all the same damn movie at that point, and that's
I see.
really the way I felt like it didn't matter. It doesn't matter who the damn monster is. It's gonna be a
See,
big ass monster in it,
yeah.
you
See now
know.
that I'm that I may go see in theaters, but my wife
Yeah,
loves. It's just she loves those movies.
yeah.
Loves the dress. She's one of those fans of them, and we go. She wants to go. I'll go. We went to the.
Because people like to see dinosaurs eat up and tear up shit because of the
Oh
spectacle.
yeah.
See what I
Oh
did
yeah.
there again? The spectacle.
Hmm.
but but for me, Fantastic Four, I liked the trailer. I liked the way it looked. It gave me that vibe of it made me think about the Jetsons, kind of like how
Love the Jets.
cartoonists back then kind of
Yeah.
gave you what the future would kind of look like. It also gave me the feeling of I don't know if you ever seen this TV show called Fringe. Oh my God, it was a great damn show.
Fringe. No.
Yes, it was a great damn show with Dr. Walter Bishop. Holy shit, that show was badass. But anyways, there's a reality and then there was a multiverse.
Hmm.
Another, but in that reality, certain things didn't happen, like JFK wasn't assassinated and stuff. But long story short, it was in the 2000s or whatever. So we got what we got here in our version of 2000. And their version, they would still have like hot air. They would have like those big like blimp like balloons like traveling people. Like that was like a part of still transit and stuff. So there was
Yeah.
no disaster or anything like that. So it was like a bunch of things that are like aesthetically different, but it still had like that type of look, that futuristic like type of look. Still, that's a vibe that it gave me for Fantastic Four. I
Nice.
still want to see it. I will probably still go to the theater to see it. It'll probably be a first couple of day watch, but still not even still close to the level of a Superman trailer. Superman got me hyped up as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman.
I get.
It made me want to run outside and scream and shit.
I
You
get
know.
it. Trust me, I get it. And I thought the trailer was cool for Superman. Don't get me. I thought both the trailers were pretty cool, pretty decent. Well, Fantastic Four I thought was pretty decent. Superman
Yeah.
trailer I did think it was cool, but again, I'm just not. I'm not that big of a fan.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. I respect that. Um, the next question, because I know you're gonna have a unique answer for this. Mine's gonna be more cut and dry. What is the best movie franchise of all time? And I know you're not gonna say Indiana Jones, but go ahead.
Best. Ah, that's subjective. I'll say my favorite that I
Yeah,
can
that's
think
why I
of
want.
right now off
Yeah,
the bat. Friday the
yeah.
13th.
Okay.
Friday the 13th is something that, for one, I'm not gonna say it got me into horror. I don't remember the first horror movie or any type of thing I've seen. Unfortunately, I started when I was
Hmm.
5, I think, but I mean,
Yeah.
watching with older people and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
But it's definitely something that's always kept me into horror. Like I um I remember back in the day watching it on the USA Network, and
I remember, and that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Walter? I'm
yes,
sure you're probably around the sheer up all night. I was Gilbert. But no, you're probably Gilbert Gottfried also up all night too, right? For USA
I don't
as a
remember.
host of show. Okay, yeah,
I
but
don't.
that was a staple for me on Saturday nights for a while too. You know,
Yeah,
watching whatever they would have on. You
like
know, it
with
was always you know,
for me with that, because they would have Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th, they'll be playing that whole weekend, and no matter
yeah,
where I
yeah,
was,
yeah,
I'd be right in front of that TV, whether I'm there watching it with. And this is, I mean, if I'm watching with, when I was of age, so to speak. I don't
yeah.
know how old that was, maybe 9, 10.
Uh
But
huh.
again, started at 5. But I remember I'd be at my father's, my cousins, whoever, and I'd be right in front of that damn TV. But I could be alone. I did not care.
Yeah.
But I had to have my Friday the 13th on, and it was something to where it may have been, as far as I know, as far as I can remember, it may have been like one of the first franchises I actually, when I got the chance to actually go through. I'd watch them
Hmm.
over and over and over, and I know them. Like if I have mine for especially the first 8 up to Manhattan, I know them well,
Yeah.
and it's something that, and I'm picking that because it's my favorite genre,
Hmm.
horror. It's my favorite subgenre in horror, slasher, and
Yeah.
again, I mean, shit, I've been watching it for most of my life. I've
Yeah.
been watching
See,
it for most of my life, so I would have to say that.
and see,
Hands down.
I think that's a very fair answer. I
It's
mean,
not, and
and I think there's other people who would think the same thing.
I will say this: it is
Hmm.
not the best franchise of all time, but it is my favorite, and that's the best way I can answer that question because it's
No,
you know what I mean. As far
and
as
that's the way it should be. That's the way it
yeah,
absolutely should be. And like I said, I'm sure that you're not alone on that because I mean,
oh yeah,
Friday the 13th is a very, very successful franchise. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have people sitting there fighting in court for rights for the thing right now. So it has to. I mean,
yeah,
that's a thing right there where okay, this could be Crystal Lake, but it can't be Jason in it, and you could do this. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of
yeah.
rigmarole with that. So I mean, they don't do that for just any damn franchise.
Mm-mm.
So a very, very good answer. Mine's obvious and stuff. Star Wars, the original trilogy, I think is the greatest story ever told.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
well, it's just because you're talking about a franchise that you could watch the movie and play around with these cool ass toys while the movie is going on. When the movie is over, you can take cool ass toys out to your backyard and have a big ass
That is
adventure.
true.
You know, you can have a cool ass Darth Vader T-shirt, a cool ass Darth Vader costume. You can have a Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. You could do all these things. So
I'm on a lightsaber
that
so
to
bad.
yeah, so to me, Star Wars is I definitely think is if it's not the best, it's definitely in the argument of being the best, just because of just how much money and how it's tied into so many things. It's tied
That's
so
fair.
much into pop culture
Oh
that
hell
it's
yeah,
really hard to it's hard not to say that. I mean, it's and that's I mean I understand for some people the Harry Potter stuff's big. I understand some people the Lord of the Rings, but I
Harry
mean
Potter was good
out
though. I'm not gonna
yeah
lie.
yeah,
I won't say it's my favorite.
but outside of Lord of the Rings, I mean, I don't know if there was like I don't know if people were playing with Lord of the Rings toys and stuff like that.
Mm,
I know there's a whole line of Harry Potter stuff. You
yeah,
know, I mean, there's like stores that are specialized just for Harry Potter stuff. So I
yeah.
know those exist and stuff. So I
Another
mean,
good. I was gonna say another good franchise. It's not nowhere near my favorite, but another good franchise. Just because you mentioned Star Wars, and over on Popcorn and Pints, we reviewed Star Wars, and Star Trek was another good franchise of
Star
my
Trek's
favorite.
another large one. Yeah. Hmm.
Another really good, and I didn't honestly, I didn't even know that there was a franchise like that. Like I only knew about the newer films
Yeah.
until we went and did that live, which and Wrath of Khan, whew,
Wrath of Khan's incredible. Wrath of
phenomenal.
Khan, that to me, Wrath of Khan is the bar in Star Trek. That's just me, but
No,
I'm
that
not a
that's
Trekkie, but I'm not one of those people that I like my franchise, so your franchise sucks. I'm not one of those type of people neither.
oh no,
I'm
unless
open
it's
to everything. You
no,
know,
no, no.
I don't wear like with Marvel and DC. I love DC, but I'm gonna watch the Marvel movies too.
Same.
You know, but if you're gonna ask me which one I enjoy more, it's gonna be DC all day, every day. But that's just my preference. You know, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna. It's not like a debatable, arguable type of thing.
Unless you're paying me, then you're my favorite.
And I love Marva.
No,
Anyway,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that either. I'll
we got
promote it. But
one more final question since we've talked about the saddest ending in movies. That was kind of brought up in early. What to you the movie has the saddest ending?
damn. Do you have one in mind?
Yes, I do.
Ask the question.
Um, the ending of Glory. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It deals with a movie with the Civil War, with like the first African American military unit that fought along with I can't remember all the details. I'm not a history aficionado. But when it ends, because everybody's fighting together in unison, you got like these white dudes that like atone for whatever, and then they got these black dudes, and then I was like the smoke clears and stuff. And at the end, they're throwing all these bodies in the into like this ditch or whatever. They all died. Matthew Broderick, he died in it. He was one of. He was a general. They threw him in there. Then all of a sudden, slowly Denzel Washington's body like kind of slides on next to him and stuff. You know, it was just really, really sad. You know, because you want people to atone and realize their mistakes. You want them to go on. It's like they literally went on to fight another day, and then that was it. It was like nothing else. You know what I mean? So to me,
Mhm.
that's an incredibly sad movie, and just with the slavery aspect of it and everything else too was just really really sad. But what about you?
The Green Mile.
Green Mile, really
I
really
had to
sad. Yeah,
I had to look that up because I'm just trying to 'cause I watch a lot of horror movies, and there's
yeah,
not really you know what I mean? All those endings you could consider well, a lot of those endings you can kinda consider sad or bad, whatever. But The Green
yeah,
Mile, I only watched that one time. We reviewed it on Popcorn and Pints a couple years ago, but just how someone that was so pure and such a beautiful person, and then the way
yeah,
that he has to go out and asks for it. Like,
yeah,
after they're trying to help him save, he's like, "No, just, you know." And I'm like,
yeah,
that's it's one of those tough things because in a sense of minus the magic that happens in it,
yeah,
it's very realistic
yeah.
and scary as shit and sad and just like
Mm-hmm.
you because you see such a powerful person that's like labeled as this animal and this, that, and third, which he's not, and just be
Mm-hmm.
like the complete opposite of all that. And then when people finally see it and realize it and all that, it's like it's almost like they don't deserve him. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm better off not being here. You don't
yeah.
deserve this, but not in a bad way of like him taking himself. It's like they're gonna do it anyway, so
Eventually, I
just
mean, in time.
just
No,
do it.
that's a very good answer. What do you? Because we're gonna close the show. What do you got going on this week as far as Sir Sturdy? I mean, where can we find you?
I forgot to give you this link, but Popcorn and Pines this Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. We are diving back into Bond, the fifth and sixth movie. I do not know what they're called,
Mhm.
but you show up and you'll see. You'll see the plan. But
And
that's what
it'll
we got
be
going on.
and Mick Manhattan's gonna be joining you as well.
Yes, it'll be Mick Manhattan, the honorary co-host over on Popcorn and Pines, and then the usuals, Chris and James and myself
Hmm.
over there discussing some Bond. And then next Thursday we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be back on Horror Search Day at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I forgot the movie for that too. I'm sorry.
Let me know the movie. Let me know the movie
I
because I
got
kind of want to stumble over into your fair part of the neighborhood if
I
possible.
got you. I got you.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I can grab the title for you right now. Let me just pull up my list real quick. But yeah, that'll be next Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Gracefield Incident. It's found footage movie. We're doing found footage horror over on Horror Source 30 for the month. We just did Late Night with the Devil earlier tonight. Next week is
Great
that
movie.
movie, and be doing some watch parties and all that stuff, but you gotta be in the Discord for that. You gotta be
Yeah.
in the Discord for that and doing found footage in that all month. Gonna be doing the movies Creep 1 and 2, Monday and Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And
Okay.
then the following week we're gonna be diving into the series of that. There's the Creep tapes. There's 5 episodes that I have to see. That is my favorite found footage movie, by the way. The Creep 1 and 2 tied together.
See, I've never seen them, so I mean that'd be like a whole new thing to me.
Oh, they're
I mean,
awesome.
I'm not. I don't think I've ever seen like a lot. I don't think I've seen like a lot of found footage movies.
We gotta
You
fix
know,
that.
so that's a whole other realm that I need to go into.
Yes.
But as
Yes, we're gonna fix that.
okay.
We're gonna fix that.
But as far as myself, We do have another show, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. We're still covering African American film for Black History Month. We're going to be talking about Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby in Uptown Saturday Night. Let's do it again, and a piece of the action. And we're also going to be joined by the great Mick Manhattan. It's always
Can't
a
wait.
pleasure having him with
Hell yeah.
his take on movies and stuff. Is
His
always
knowledge.
enjoyable. Yeah, no, it's a
And
really
he
good thing.
what's
Yeah,
awesome about Mick too is like the black exploitation films and all that. He really knows his shit. He really loves it. Love like
yeah,
you guys had an awesome conversation on the charity event this past Saturday,
uh-huh,
and it's just so cool how again just how all of us just kind of click. It's just like
yeah.
you could like any of us being on each other's shows or one on one with these shows, we just click as a it's like this is the conversation, this is what's going on, and boom, and it's it's just so beautiful how it works. So you
Nope,
guys are
I totally agree. I mean, it's
that.
definitely, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't put any more emphasis on that. But I do tomorrow night. I will be on TikTok live. You can check me out at Troy Hill Talks Movies. I will be doing a music set from three or
Yeah.
from 10 p.m. Central Standard Time till 1 o'clock in the morning. We play. It's just a if you're a homebody, you don't like to go out to the club, you want to just sit there, listen to some good music, maybe chat with a few people, a few cool ass people, have a few drinks or whatever. If drink is not your thing, that's fine too. We got a lot
Yes,
of people
sir.
that's listening to music, having a great time, sipping some water. So that's not an issue. Come join me over there on TikTok.
Oh hell yeah! It's a fun ass vibe. It's a fun vibe. I haven't been there lately, but I'll be back
Mhm.
there at some point, popping in there, causing trouble like I always do, because that's what I
But
do around.
it's always fun. People
Oh
ask
yeah,
about the Funko Pop, which one I got, which one, why I got that one is a story, a unique story tied to every one. So
it's dope.
I mean, because I went from a collection literally from like five to like damn near 70 of these things and stuff. And people will be like, oh, he just wasted 15. Well, I didn't spend $15 for all of these. There's a story tied into that too.
Yep.
But anyways, that's all I got this evening. And I mean, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning into the program tonight. It's fun.
Hell
Everyone
yeah.
give a round of applause to Sir Sturdy and stuff. I thank you, sir, for taking the time to be part of the show. Really, really
Of course.
appreciate you,
Of course.
and keep doing what you do with your show and your programs. I definitely enjoy it and dig it, and when I get a chance to check it out and stuff. But
Hell yeah.
as far, you got any final words for the people this evening?
Just make sure you guys tune in to Troy Hill Talks, because it's gonna be a lot of talking on here. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
A lot of talk.
You're gonna see some. You're gonna see some other. You're gonna see some shit. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna see some shit. Just wait.
Yeah, this is only the beginning, and we've just begun. This is
Yeah.
we're doing the bi-weekly thing. That'll expand eventually to 2 weeks or to every week, and I'm gonna figure out another day. So it's like we're slowly building the process and stuff, and you're gonna see a
Mhm.
lot of different unique individuals throughout
Oh yeah.
this evolution and
This
stuff.
journey.
So
I can't wait.
2025 is definitely a big year, and I just want to encourage you guys and stuff. Just remember that is only really a mistake, and if you don't if you don't own up to it, that's when it becomes like a full fledged mistake.
Hmm.
If you make a mistake and you acknowledge the mistake and then fix that, it's no longer really a mistake. It's more you get more credit on the street and stuff
You learn.
if you learn and you realize that you're learning and you realize that whatever happened and you straighten up, and that's just what it is. And it's not like I said, I post a lot of positivity posts on my page and stuff, and it's not to say that I'm high and mighty. I'll post things about saying, yeah, I mess up too. Sometimes I can be that toxic person also. I'm not
Yep.
saying I'm an angel, but I think the key thing is just learning and just going on that journey and growing and then realizing, I could have
Mhm.
did that differently, and I'm gonna make this change, and I'm gonna let this person know that I recognize I made this, and I'm gonna make that change and move forward, and that makes life a lot easier for everybody,
Oh hell yeah.
you know.
Hell
But
yeah.
but people keep on being you, keep on going out there kicking some damn ass, and I mean, just remember, you know, you just gotta. I mean, it's not always about the challenge. It's talking about how many times you're willing to go through that challenge before you become successful. And sometimes it's gonna take 5 times, it's gonna take 10 times, it's gonna take 20 times.
Hmm.
The
You'll get
point
there
is,
though.
yeah, the point is you just gotta keep on trying to keep on shooting that shot. But that's all I got. I want to thank you guys for watching the program, and I will see you guys next time here, Troy Hill Talks, where we're keeping it real with real talk.